All you got to do is remember this first thing, that when God calls you forward to lead, you may be on your job, you may be prepared to lead your family, you may be prepared to do whatever. There's going to be weakness exposed before you get started once you realize that the call is upon your life. Remember that. The strength you build is in the habits. It's in the habits you do every day of your life. Where in your life do you feel unqualified or overwhelmed? Okay? Now, say this. There are moments in time when God will call you forward. And when he calls you forward to do a thing, you don't even feel like you're ready. You don't even feel like you're qualified. But yet, the question would be, is he calling you forward because he wanted you ready, or because he's getting ready to prepare you to be ready to lead? Okay? Today, I want to just talk about the strength you must become. And in receiving that strength, the question is it your strength or is it God's strength? And I've been following the book of Joshua for a number of reasons, because I really wanted to understand Joshua and how he behaved as a leader and led the children of Israel into the promised land. What did Joshua do? What did he have to follow? What did he have to go through in order to take and lead the children of Israel across the Jordan? Now, remember, the Lord came to Joshua and said that my servant Moses is dead now. Now, get the children of Israel prepared to go across this Jordan. And now he's faced with a challenge. Why? Because he's not for sure he can pull that off. Come on now. Now, Joshua 1:6-9, it talks about being strong and of a good courage, okay? God will command strength out of you before it is fully developed within you, because the strength you need, you must have it for the next level. So follow along with me. It's not what you currently have and who you are, but it's about who God is bringing you into becoming in order to be that leader that God wants you to be. In other words, you don't have to have all the tools together in order for God to prepare you to move forward and to do the things that he has called you to do. Now, I want to point out number one, the call will expose your weakness, okay? All you got to do is remember this first thing, that when God calls you forward to lead, you may be on your job, you may be prepared to lead your family, you may be prepared to do whatever. There's going to be weakness exposed before you get started once you realize that the call is upon your life. I've gone through that. I've saw myself face off with that. But I didn't realize that it's okay to be exposed in your weakness. It's okay when God does that. Why? Because it allows you to become humble and allows God to work within you. So let's look at the call will expose your weakness. Joshua had lost Moses, okay? And God told him, arise and get ready to lead the children of Israel across the water, okay? Joshua is not stepping into comfort. Remember that. He's not stepping into comfort. He's stepping into a situation where he's uncomfortable, okay? Because he has to take on something different, something new, something that he never had to do. And so God has told him, let's get ready. Let's move forward and let's take the children of Israel across the water. Now, remember, whenever you're getting ready to do something different, whether it's leave your job, whether it's start a new company, you're going to feel insecurity. You're going to have your doubts. And believe it or not, you're going to face all of your limitations. You're going to have limitations, okay? That feeling of I'm not ready is not a failure, okay? It is a revelation. It's a place where you come to and you realize I got to get it together. God got to show me exactly what to do and how to do it. And believe it or not, he will show you your assignment. And in the same moment, reveal your inadequacy. Okay? He'll show you everything in that moment. The question is, are you ready to adhere to it? Are you ready to just say, okay, Lord, I give in. I'm going to do exactly what you want me to do. I'm going to face off with my challenges. I'm going to stand courageous, even if I am not adequately prepared, even if I don't have anything together. I can see a lot of times as I work in ministry and leadership, there's a lot of things that leaders have to work with, especially technology, especially going through the different new studies that come out to reach society at a different point. You have to stay ready. You have to be willing to talk. You have to be willing to face off with the fact that you don't know how to work certain computer programs. You got to face off with all of that, and then yet still lead and realize you're not going to have everything together. Have you ever met people that try to show that they got it all together, that they're facing off with everything, that everything is working out, and yet they don't have it together? All because they just won't accept the fact they don't have it together. Number two, let's look at it. Strength is not a feeling. It is a decision, okay? God does not ask Joshua how he feels. He just commands, be strong, okay? That means strength is not emotional. Strength is not just something that he feels good about. Strength is intentional, okay? You can feel fear and still move. Remember that. You can feel pressure and still obey, okay? Strength is choosing alignment with God over your emotions, okay? It is simply saying, although I'm going through this in my head and my emotions, I'm going to choose what God has said, okay? You don't wait to feel strong. You decide to stand strong, okay? I'm so glad, a lot of mornings I wake up and I have to tell myself, okay? And I have to remind myself of who I'm becoming, okay? I'm telling myself, I'm this person that walks with confidence. I'm this person that has courage. I am this person that is conscious of everyone around me in my life, including my children, okay? I have to tell myself who I am becoming, okay? Now, in order to do that, I must remember who I am, okay? Who I am and who God is outside of how I'm feeling, okay? You got to do it outside of how you're feeling, all right? God's presence is your true power. Remember that. Before God tells Joshua to be strong, he tells him, I will be with you, okay? I will not fail you, okay? Notice the order. The presence first, strength second, okay? And he says, because you don't have to produce that strength alone. Joshua did not have to produce that strength alone, okay? All he had to do was align himself with God, all right? Remember this. You draw strength from who is with you, okay? Joshua's confidence was not in his experience, in his skill. It was in God's presence, okay? It was in God's presence that gave Joshua strength. The strength you need is already attached to the God who is with you, okay? The strength you need is already attached to the God who is with you, all righty? Now, number 4, discipline develops the strength. God then says This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. Think about that. Here is the process: meditate, observe, and do. I'm going to say it one more time. Here is the process: meditate, observe, and do. Strength is built daily, okay? Not instantly. That's so true. That's so true in my life. Strength is built daily, not instantly. Sometimes people want this cure-all, okay? Many people want the big opportunity. They want the quick elevation, but they avoid daily discipline, internal development, okay? The strength you pray for is built in the habits you avoid, okay? Remember that. The strength you build is in the habits, okay? Okay, it's in the habits you do every day of your life. You have to be able to have certain habits. I still have habits over 20, 30, even 40 some years that I still do. They just part of me. And I'm also finding there's some bad habits that I'm shifting even after all of that time. So habits do either help build us or it tears us down. So it's not hard for me to wake up in the morning, if good Lord give me breath in my body, to get up and then begin to move forward with my day. That's the easiest part for me. Why? Because I've been getting up at 5 o'clock since I was a kid. My stepfather, my father had always gotten us up around 5 in the morning to get up to prepare for the day. And for a lot of young people, that may seem like, hey, that's too early for me. I don't like 5 in the morning. Well, that's not early for me. And I've even found some of my friends, especially older ones, they still get up at 4 in the morning. Okay? They still get up an hour ahead of me. So your habits, okay, how you study, how you interpret things, how you work through things, those habits are developed over a period of time, whether they're good habits or bad habits. They have been built over time. Nothing just happens. No habit just comes into place, okay? Number 5, your future requires a stronger version of you. That is so true. Your future requires a stronger version of you. Joshua could not enter the promised land as just an assistant, just a follower. He had to become a leader who could carry people and conquer territory, okay? And hear this clearly now. The next level of your life is not waiting on God, okay? It is waiting on your development, okay? Because if God gave it to you now, could you sustain it? Ask yourself that. Could you manage it? And could you govern it? God will not release what your current version cannot sustain. In other words, stop asking for things that are too big for you right now. Why I can't get this? Why I can't get that? And begin to ask yourself one question. Am I well developed for this? Even at my age, I know there are certain things that I'm not developed for. I know I have a certain reality. I remember one time I was at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Yeah, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, okay? But hear me out. And I looked at that massive structure that was built, multi-billion-dollar structure. And I had to ask myself one question. Do you have the mind to build a structure like this? And I had to be real. No, I don't have no development mindset to build a structure that big. And would it take me time to get there? Yes. Did it take Jerry Jones time to get there, the owner that had it built? Yes. Would I have known to sell dirt like he did? No, I didn't, because I would have to have been in development for a while. But now, am I developed in other areas of my life? Yes. Am I developing, say, trucking? Was I always developed to drive a truck, move a truck, administrate a truck, or trucks? Was I ever, one time not able to do that? Yes. I was not able at one point in my life. I couldn't have done that to save myself. you know. So let's look at it. I want to encourage you. Outside of all that, I want to encourage you. So when God tells you be strong, He is not ignoring your weakness, okay? He is calling you into transformation. That's what everything is about. All right? That pressure you feel, that stretching you feel, that internal tension you feel, that is all because God is getting ready to allow you to go through the process. Okay? He's allowing you to go through the process. Here's a bit of advice I want to leave you with. Okay? I want to leave you with this. And these are coaching actions, okay? I want to share this with you. Where in your life do you feel unqualified or overwhelmed? Okay? Now, say this. I am not weak. I am becoming. And here it is, whatever action. I'm choosing one area that's requiring strength, whether it be leadership, discipline, decision making, whatever it is, make that decision. Okay? And don't forget to apply Joshua 1 and 8. Okay? 8. All righty? Think right, speak right, act right, and do it daily. Okay? Do this daily. Okay? Just follow along with me. God is not asking you to stay where you are. Remember that. God is calling you to become who you must be to carry what He has already prepared. All righty? Step into it. Grow into it. Become it. Okay? And if you don't mind, just think about it. Subscribe to Solomon Hatley Ministry. Don't forget, until next time, be blessed.